The first sign that something was terribly wrong was the way my phone exploded with messages. It kept buzzing again and again, as if everyone suddenly had something urgent to say. The moment I told my parents that I had lost everything, my mother responded almost immediately. But her message didn't ask if I was okay. It didn't ask what had happened. Instead, it contained only one cold sentence. "We need to talk. Alone. My name is Alyssa Grant. I'm the founder of a tech startup that I built from absolutely nothing. Years of sleepless nights, friendships slowly fading away, holidays missed because I was always working. I believed all that sacrifice would eventually lead to peace. When the company was sold for $20 million, I thought that moment had finally arrived. Instead, what followed was silence. The world shifted the moment I told my parents the lie my lawyer had instructed me to tell. A lie that felt strange even as the words left my mouth. My father didn't call to check on me. He didn't ask what went wrong. He simply sent a short message. "Don't come home. We can't afford your recklessness." Recklessness. They never asked how I built my company. They never asked what it took to get there. But what scared me most wasn't what they said. It was what they didn't say. I stayed quiet. Simon, my lawyer, had warned me. "Tell them tonight that you lost everything. Then watch carefully who contacts you first." At the time, I didn't fully understand what he meant. Until my cousin, Emma, sent me a screenshot in the middle of the night. It showed a private family group chat. A chat that included everyone. Everyone except me. I was supposed to be there. At the top of the conversation was a message from my mother. And when I read it, my chest tightened. "This is our chance." My hand started shaking as I stared at the screen. Our chance for what? Below it, messages appeared one after another, like vultures circling fresh prey. My Uncle Ray wrote that if I was truly broke, I was no longer useful. Someone else replied that the documents should be prepared immediately before I realized anything. Then my father added something that made my stomach twist. "Move quickly. Don't tell her about the trust." The trust. Those two words crashed into me like freezing rain. I had built a company that made millions. Yet apparently there was something much bigger, something hidden from me my entire life. Simon's warning echoed in my mind. Once parents stop celebrating your success and start calculating it, something is wrong. He told me that if I followed his plan exactly, I would finally see their true faces. He was right. Early the next morning my mother called. Her voice sounded strange, carefully controlled, almost rehearsed. "Alyssa, sweetheart, you need to come home today. There's something we need to settle." She had no idea I had seen the messages. She had no idea I knew about the trust. And she definitely didn't know I wouldn't be arriving alone. Simon had already explained what would happen next. The moment they believe you have no money left, their intentions will reveal themselves. Don't react. Just observe. Observing was harder than it sounded. Betrayal moved through my veins like poison. My childhood home looked smaller than I remembered. Or maybe I had simply grown beyond the girl who once begged for their approval. When I stepped inside, the air felt heavy. My mother didn't hug me. She didn't even offer a seat. She closed the door and spoke in a hurried whisper. "We don't have much time. Your father is bringing the paperwork." A moment later my father walked in carrying a thick envelope. My name was printed clearly across the front. He avoided my eyes completely. "Sign this," he said. "It will be better for everyone. Better for everyone except me." My sister Brooke sat on the couch with her arms crossed, watching like someone who had waited a long time for this exact moment. My mother sighed dramatically. "You've made serious mistakes," she said. "You always do." The envelope felt strangely heavy in my hands. Something about it felt wrong. Very wrong. When I opened it, one sentence jumped out immediately. Revocation of beneficiary rights. The room seemed to blur. My own family was cutting me out completely. My breath left my lungs in a cold rush. My father finally looked at me. His expression was calm. Too calm. As if this wasn't betrayal at all. As if it was simply business. Alyssa, he said carefully, you're not thinking clearly right now. The trust needs protection. Protection. My mother stepped closer, lowering her voice as if she were comforting a stranger on a bus. If you sign now, we won't enforce the penalty clause for irresponsible heirs. So many complicated words that meant only one thing. They believed I had no money left. And they wanted everything before I could stop them. Brooke couldn't resist making it worse. Honestly, Alyssa, she said with a laugh, you should be grateful. You've always been terrible with money. Then she raised her phone and pointed it at me. Look at her, she said loudly. The millionaire who lost it all. Laughter filled the room. Everyone laughed. Everyone except me. Because right behind them, the door quietly opened. And Simon walked in. The laughter died instantly. He stepped into the living room wearing a perfectly pressed suit, a leather briefcase in his hand, his expression carved from stone. My father stiffened. My mother froze. Brooke slowly lowered her phone. Simon spoke calmly. Good morning, he said. I see you've already started without me. My mother blinked in confusion. Why are you here? Simon placed his briefcase on the table. Because Alyssa didn't lose $20 million. Silence fell over the room. Heavy. Unavoidable. She followed my legal instruction, he continued, to reveal the truth about this family's intentions. My father's jaw tightened. What truth? Simon opened the briefcase and slid a thick folder across the table. Inside were bank records, emails, notarized letters. All signed by them. Your parents attempted to redirect the family trust, Simon said calmly, into a private account under your sister's name. My mother's face turned pale. That's not what it looks like. Simon tilted his head slightly. The clause you mentioned earlier, he said, the one about irresponsible heirs. I wrote that clause. He paused. And it applies to dishonest trustees, not beneficiaries. Brooke swallowed hard. Color drained from her face. Something inside me changed at that moment. Pain turned into clarity. And clarity turned into resolve. My revenge wouldn't be loud. It would be precise. Legal. I placed the unsigned envelope on the table. No, I said quietly. You'll be the one signing something today. Brooke laughed nervously. You can't force us. Simon calmly pulled out another set of documents. Actually, he said, she can. He laid the papers on the table. These are the formal resignations of your trustee rights. My father's face twisted with anger. You wouldn't dare. Simon didn't blink. Try me. I watched them crumble. First anger. Then fear. Then the realization that their greed had trapped them. My mother's hands trembled. Alyssa, please. To steal from me. I interrupted quietly. To humiliate me. Brooke stepped forward desperately. You can't take everything from us. I looked at her slowly. I'm not taking everything, I said. Only what was never yours. The room fell silent. And for the first time in my life, my family realized they had lost.